Every few years, the gun community decides a cartridge needs a funeral. They moved past 45, lost interest in 357 SIG, and now they're treating 40 Smith & Wesson like it ran over their dog. Truth is, 40 didn't go anywhere. It chambered up, slammed a black coffee, and started bench pressing that polymer 9mm you keep polishing. Sure, the FBI boxed it up, and a bunch of departments followed suit, but the folks who know recoil from reality didn't flinch. Ammo still ships, parts are everywhere, and the right pistols still deliver a punch worth carrying. And let's be real, 9mm might be trendy, but 40 is still out here making grown men sweat at the range. So if you've still got love for a cartridge that hits like a linebacker and doesn't beg for attention on Instagram, you're in good company. We're diving into the best 40 caliber pistols that still hold their ground on duty belts, inside waistbands, and tucked in nightstand drawers across America. Whether you're riding patrol or just want something stout by the bed, these are the heavy hitters worth strapping on. We skip the fluff, dodge the fanboy drama, and stick to real talk. The kind you get between folks who've cleared stovepipes with nothing but a boot and bad luck. You want facts, field notes, and straight-up shooter wisdom? Saddle up, because this ride's got recoil and no apology. There's a certain kind of pistol that feels like it was built in a basement by a bored engineer with a Red Bull addiction and a thing for precision. The Walther PPQ M2 and 40 Smith & Wesson is exactly that kind of gun. This pistol was never built to chase fads or impress tactical influencers on social media. Instead, it was tuned for shooters who know exactly what they want out of every press. Clean break, fast reset, and a feedback loop that feels like the gun is talking straight through your grip. Each shot feels deliberate, not lazy. And every ounce of pressure you put on that trigger gets returned in control, precision, and damn good groups on target. This pistol runs a 4.2-inch barrel, 11 capacity, and weighs about 25 ounces. It's slim enough to conceal if you dress right, and the grip texture locks into your palm like it belongs there. The bore axis is low, the slide cycles like butter, and even though 40's got some punch, the PPQ manages recoil with surprising grace. Muzzle rise is mild, especially considering it's a lightweight frame. There's no optic cut on this one, so it leans more toward iron sight purists or folks running irons with a fiber front. Now, let's address the obvious. Walther discontinued the 40 version in late 2023. That makes this a sleeper for savvy buyers. Prices are still fair, parts are around, and magazines haven't hit unicorn status yet. For folks who want a last of its kind with real-world performance, the PPQ M2 40 belongs in the safe and the rotation. Not every polymer pistol needs to feel like a plastic lunch tray. The FNX 40 packs real duty weight, a hammer-fired DASA action, and full ambidextrous controls into a frame that means business. It was built during that golden window when 40 Smith & Wesson was still the darling of law enforcement, and it shows. This thing eats recoil like a linebacker and handles like a full-size service weapon should. Slide-to-frame fitment is tight. The controls are crisp. The safety and decocker system on this platform gives shooters direct mechanical control with every trigger press, which is exactly what many serious users expect from a DASA setup. Specs-wise, it sports a 4-inch barrel, 14-pound capacity, and tips the scale at around 27.4 ounces unloaded. The grip texture is aggressive without being abrasive, and FN includes multiple back straps so you can tune it to your mitts. The slide serrations are deep, the rail fits standard lights, and everything about this gun screams built for use. Even the DA trigger pull is usable out of the box, not a mushy mess like most factory hammer guns. FN discontinued the FNX 40, but they didn't yank support. Magazines are still around, holsters fit well, and FN's customer service hasn't turned its back on these. This model ships without an optic cut, which makes sense considering its design intent. The platform was clearly built with real-world use in mind, something dependable in harsh conditions where iron sights and trigger control still run the show. If you want a hammer gun that won't flinch when the work gets nasty, this FN's still a serious contender. Nothing about the P2000 tries to stand out in a glass case. It was designed from the start to be carried hard, shot often, and maintained by people who actually put rounds downrange. HK built the P2000 for law enforcement duty, and it still serves that purpose with zero drama. It carries a 3.66-inch barrel, a 12+1 or 13+1 capacity, depending on magazine type, and weighs just under 25 ounces unloaded. The build and intent behind this pistol lean entirely toward daily carry and long-term service use. It reflects choices made for consistency, not for style points or cosmetic trends. HK engineered it to function under pressure, ride close to the body, and hold up across thousands of draws, holsters, and rough conditions. The styling stays conservative, the lines are clean, and the entire platform leans into purpose-built simplicity. It uses a hammer-fire DESA system with a smooth double-action pull and a crisp single-action brake. The modular grip system includes multiple back straps to fine-tune the fit, and the paddle magazine release offers ambidextrous, glove-friendly control that becomes second nature after some range time. The frame rail accommodates compact lights, and the controls are solid, intuitive, and easy to run under pressure. The platform stands on real performance and consistent reliability. Built around proven German design standards, it is served in both law enforcement and civilian carry roles without relying on hype or marketing tricks. What you feel in hand is balanced, capable, and ready for long-term daily use. When other guns fade into trends, the P2000 just keeps showing up and doing the job. From the early days of 40 Smith & Wesson hype, the HK USP40 was already out there taking a beating and coming back for more. Heckler & Koch didn't design this gun to be sleek or subtle. They built it to run under stress, eat thousands of rounds, and give shooters a level of mechanical endurance that's borderline boring in the best possible way. You pick this up and feel like it could survive a drop off a roof and still be ready for duty. It has been through armory racks, duty holsters, sand, and rain without giving an inch. The USP40 uses a 4.25-inch barrel, 13+1 capacity, and comes in at around 31 ounces. It uses a proprietary recoil reduction system inside the frame that softens the snappy impulse of 40 better than most pistols of its generation. The polymer is reinforced, the internals are overbuilt, and the slide is thick in all the right places. This one is hammer-fired with DESA operation and a ton of variant configurations. Safety, decocker, both, none, depending on how you like your setup. Ergonomically, it's chunky, but balanced. The controls are large, glove-friendly, and positive. The mag release is paddle style, true to HK's approach, and the gun points surprisingly well once you get used to the grip angle. The aftermarket is still active with magazines and holsters widely available. The price tag has climbed over the years, but the track record backs it up. It delivers duty-grade performance in a pistol that feels like it was built for combat, not conversation. The P320 Compact, chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson, was born out of SIG's answer to the Army's modular handgun system program. What came out of that process was a platform that could transform itself to match nearly any shooter's preference. Grip size, frame module, slide length, trigger style, almost every component is swappable, and the 40 caliber version holds on to that same philosophy. It combines raw flexibility with carry-friendly dimensions and solid firepower. This pistol features a 3.9-inch barrel, 13+1 round capacity, and a striker-fired action inside SIG's signature fire control unit. That unit legally qualifies as the serialized gun, and it can be removed and dropped into other grip modules and slide assemblies with ease. For shooters who like to tinker, adjust, and experiment with their setup, this design opens doors. You can start with compact carry and later switch to a full-size slide, different grip texture, or even convert calibers if you've got the right parts. The trigger is clean and predictable with a short reset. The grip texture on the compact module is mild but usable, and the undercut below the trigger guard helps lock in a high grip. Recoil with 40 is brisk, but the frame absorbs enough energy to make double taps manageable. Many police departments adopted earlier P320 variants before the 9mm wave came roaring back, and a few agencies still keep the 40 in rotation. For anyone wanting a duty-capable pistol that can be tailored to fit like a glove, the P320 Compact has the bones to deliver. There's something undeniably solid about a pistol with some weight on its bones. The SIG Sauer P229 and 40 Smith & Wesson has been that dependable metal-framed option for decades, and with good reason. Carried by federal agencies, special units, and countless seasoned shooters, the P229 offers a level of build quality and balance that you can feel the second you rack the slide. The design focuses on consistency and reliability instead of chasing attention or visual appeal. And for a .40 caliber platform, that's half the battle won. This pistol uses a 3.9-inch barrel and runs a 12+1 or 13+1 setup, depending on magazine configuration. It weighs in at approximately 34 ounces, most of that coming from the aluminum alloy frame and stainless steel slide. That weight translates into better recoil control, especially when pushing hotter loads. The DASA trigger system gives you a long first pull with a clean single-action follow-up, and the decocker on the frame lets you manage it with confidence. Shooters who grew up on hammer-fired pistols often come back to the P229 because it just works. SIG's E2 grips make it more comfortable in smaller hands, and night sights come standard on most models. The slide has that distinct SIG profile, beefy and flat-topped, and the internals run smooth after proper break-in. Maintenance is straightforward and spare parts are still readily available. The overall build holds up well over time, even with regular carry and use. It has served in real-world roles where dependability matters more than aesthetics or modular accessories. The P229 reflects that purpose with solid internals, smooth controls, and a proven track record that goes beyond brochure talk. Plenty of carry pistols compromise on grip texture or barrel length to shave off ounces. The M&P 40 M2.0 Compact doesn't play that game. It was designed to be compact without feeling watered down. Built on Smith & Wesson's trusted M2.0 platform, this pistol brings full-duty performance to a carry-friendly package that still hits with authority. The setup includes a 4-inch barrel, 13+1 capacity, and a polymer frame reinforced with an internal stainless steel chassis. That extra rigidity helps reduce flex during recoil, keeping things flat and trackable in rapid fire. The grip texture is famously aggressive, almost like skateboard tape. And while some folks wrap it, others run it raw and swear by the traction. Interchangeable backstraps give you options depending on glove size. And the undercut behind the trigger guard helps seat the hand high where it belongs. The flat-face trigger has a crisp break and audible reset. Recoil is brisk with 40, but the bore axis stays low, helping keep the muzzle level. Controls are ambidextrous. The slide features front serrations, and newer optics-ready variants allow mounting red dots without custom milling. Factory iron sights are combat height and visible under stress, even in low light. Smith & Wesson built this compact to feed off the same magazine family as the full-size M&P series, so reloads stay simple and logistics don't get messy. It works for concealed carry, duty backup, or range time when you want serious control in a tight footprint. The M2.0 Compact proves you don't need to lose performance just because the slide's an inch shorter. The M&P 40 M2.0 full-size brings the same rugged internals and smart design as its compact sibling, but stretches things out for full-duty handling. Smith & Wesson took the original M&P, reinforced the frame, redesigned the trigger, and delivered a pistol that handles 40 Smith & Wesson like it was made for it from day one. This version runs a 4.25-inch barrel, holds 15+1 rounds, and weighs about 26 ounces unloaded. The internal steel chassis extends almost the full length of the frame, offering better stability under stress and more consistent slide-to-frame alignment. That translates to smoother cycling, improved accuracy, and better longevity with high round counts. It uses the same aggressive grip texture as the compact version, along with 4 backstrap inserts for dialing in the fit. The trigger has a crisp break, flat face, and quick reset. Muzzle rise is controllable thanks to the low bore axis and balanced weight distribution. Controls are large and easy to reach, and the slide includes front serrations and an optic-ready cut in most newer models. The rail fits any standard weapon light, and the factory sights are simple, steel, and combat effective. This pistol gained traction with departments looking to replace heavier DASA systems with something striker-fired, lighter, but still strong enough to handle 40 over time. For range, duty, or home defense, the The full-size M&P40 delivers performance with durability that's proven through law enforcement and civilian use alike. It's the kind of gun that doesn't mind riding all day on a hip and still getting pushed hard at the end of shift. The Gen 5 treatment finally brought the Glock 23 into a modern groove. Gone is the finger groove grip, and in comes the improved ergonomics, better barrel, and ambidextrous slide stop that brings everything in line with today's carry demands. The Glock 23 has always lived in that sweet spot. Compact enough for concealment, large enough to shoot like a duty gun. With the Gen 5 update, it handles 40 with less snap and better control than ever before. This pistol features a 4-inch Glock marksman barrel, a 13+1 capacity, and weighs just over 31 ounces loaded. The slide is DLC coated for corrosion resistance and smoother cycling. The grip shape is more neutral compared to older jeans and fits a wider range of hands right out of the box. Internally, the trigger system has been refined, offering a clean break and a firm reset. It runs just like a Gen 5 G19, but kicks with the 40 punch that many still swear by for carry. The sights can be swapped easily, and the frame accepts a wide range of holsters, lights, and accessories. Magazines from older gens still work, which means you won't be scrambling to find spares or rebuild your kit. Glock kept things backward compatible without sacrificing the Gen 5 upgrades that matter. The 23 Gen 5 remains one of the most widely supported 40 caliber pistols on the market. It hits a balance between portability and power that many still rely on for everyday carry, off-duty use, or bedside readiness. It's simple, rugged, and proven across decades of service use and civilian carry alike. No pistol better represents the 40 Smith & Wesson workhorse ethos than the Glock 22 Gen 5. Originally adopted by countless departments across the U.S., this full-size sidearm has seen more street miles and courtroom carry than most pistols dream of. With the Gen 5 upgrade, Glock took a proven platform and gave it refinements that actually matter in the real world. You're looking at a pistol that can ride in a duty holster all day, go through a full qualification course, and still be ready to clock in tomorrow. Specs run strong with a 4.49-inch Glock marksman barrel, 15+1 capacity, and an unloaded weight of 25.8 ounces. The Glock marksman barrel was engineered for better mechanical accuracy and consistent performance, particularly under high-pressure loads commonly used in defensive shooting. The rifling profile and crown geometry contribute to tighter shot placement and improved control during recoil cycles. The slide gets a DLC finish that's slick and tough, shrugging off grime, sweat, and the kind of abuse that happens inside real holsters. The finger grooves are gone, replaced by a more adaptable grip that works across hand sizes without chewing up your palm. The ambidextrous slide stop is a huge improvement for lefties and offhand shooters. Front serrations, upgraded internals, and a flared magwell round out a list of upgrades that hit where it counts. The changes in the Gen 5 update were focused on refining function and ergonomics without compromising the platform's core reliability and handling characteristics. Glock fixed what needed fixing and left the core alone. Magazines are everywhere. Holsters are endless. Aftermarket support is basically its own economy at this point. For anyone who wants a full-size 40 with duty pedigree, real-world track record, and modern ergonomics, the Glock 22 Gen 5 stands tall without needing to shout. It was built for the streets, but it runs just as well in the hands of anyone who values function over fluff. The 40 Smith & Wesson has taken a lot of flack over the years, most of it from internet commandos and folks who never bothered to run more than a box through a rental. But real shooters know the truth. It still hits hard, runs reliably, and fills that middle ground between capacity and impact better than people give it credit for. Every pistol in this list earned its spot through field use, proven design, and the kind of rugged performance that matters when talk stops and recoil starts. From full-size duty rigs to compact everyday carry workhorses, these handguns show that 40 still has serious teeth. And with surplus magazines, used inventory, and ammo deals floating around, it's a good time to bring one of these back into rotation, or finally add one to the safe that earns its keep. Drop a comment and tell us which one you've carried, trained with, or trust when the lights go out. Stories from the range or the real world are always welcome here. Stay sharp, stay ready. We'll catch you on the next video.